I know. It's been a week since the game. The Seahawks losing 23-28 against the Green Bay Packers, and subsequently the Green Bay Packers lose to the San Francisco 49ers. And the 49ers are going to make it to Super Bowl 54, which, it happens. Obviously, they're going to be going against the Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations to both teams. But where does that leave the Seattle Seahawks? Well, same as last year. Watching the Super Bowl from home in Seattle. And, watching this game last week at a Packers bar, I really had a positive outlook in this game before it started. I thought, you know what? Russ is in his A game. Our defense is healthy. We should be good to go. Marshawn is doing his thing. And within the confines of this game in the first half, nothing went right. Nothing went right. The Seattle Seahawks were down 21-3 by halftime. Despite some decent looks here and there, nothing really got settled on offense. Our running game was abysmal at best. And, the pass rush generated by the Green Bay Packers was formidable within that game. And we saw exactly what happened last night against the fucking 49ers. But against the Seahawks at Lambeau Field, the Packers defense really made life for the Seahawks miserable. And what ends up happening in the second half is the Seahawks find life. They find a little bit of life. Despite the fact that, yes, Green Bay had a little bit of an answer in that third quarter. Tyler Lockett and Marshawn Lynch getting the touchdowns in the third quarter and follow that up with the Marshawn Lynch touchdown in the fourth quarter brought it close. I mean, this game was a smidgen away from potential overtime. You have arguably one of the most controversial calls of divisional round weekend. But in my eyes, Jimmy Graham wasn't a yard short. He just got there. He got the first down. And it's not a logical thing. It's just what I've seen from the referee's perspective, that they will call that a first down based on where the knee lands. And in that instance, Jimmy Graham's knees were way above the air, at least 2 feet above the air. So when Jimmy Graham got that first down late in the fourth quarter, not even 2 or 3 minutes left, I knew the game was over. Well, it was like a minute and 56. The game was over at that point. But despite the loss, I took a lot of positives away from this game. Obviously, the Griffin twins getting that highlight sack on Aaron Rodgers, which I thought on third down, getting that could have been a huge momentum booster. But our offensive line just couldn't get shit rolling for Russ and the run game. Obviously, having Marshawn Lynch back was sublime. Having him back week 17, 2 weeks of playoff football, it was incredible. I love the fact that we got to see Marshawn in action. But, the reality is we came up short. And it sucks. It really sucks to see the Seahawks lose like this. In a divisional game where you're down in the first half significantly and you find yourself fighting for a chance in the fourth quarter. And as frustrating as Pete Carroll can be, there are people within the fan base saying, oh, Pete Carroll should be fired. Pete Carroll is the worst. In my eyes, Pete Carroll is the consistent captain that makes this fucking ship float. So I would keep around Pete Carroll. But in the offseason, I hope there is genuine communication and talks between Schottenheimer, Wilson, and Carroll to figure out this offense moving forward. There are times where the offense looks very stifled, very confused as to what they actually want to do. Because as much as people can criticize Russell Wilson for holding the ball too long, guess what? In this game, we flat out saw why Russell Wilson is paid that money. 21 throws on 31 attempts, 277 yards, 1 touchdown. Yes, he got sacked 5 times. But honestly, this is the guy who could have won us the game. And whenever Russell Wilson gets the ball, there's always an opportunity to win. There always is. But of course, when you have Aaron Rodgers on the other side, throwing 16 passes on 27 attempts, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, only being sacked twice, it won't bode well for you. It just won't. And you also have Aaron Jones doing massive work over there. And for the Seattle Seahawks, it's just another bitter end to a wonderful season where I thought the Seahawks, from where I thought they were going to be at 14-4, whilst handed all these injuries, all these crazy crap, still sailed on through to make it to the divisional round at 11-5. And I couldn't be more proud of this team. I am so proud of this team, having actually witnessed them live in an away game. I actually dropped my little fucking marker there. But to show you guys here, this flag that I got at the Atlanta Falcons game when I went to watch the Seattle Seahawks was amazing. I mean, this season for me was amazing. I got to watch my Seahawks. Went to a couple of games in public to watch it with friends, which was fantastic. But I feel this season, like personally for me, I felt I grew more as a human being just learning about football. And again, it's a bummer the way we lost, but there's a lot of things to move forward to. Obviously, we got the Super Bowl and hoping that the fucking 49ers lose that shit. But we also have a lot of questions in the offseason. Obviously, the draft, which is going to be here in Las Vegas. Hopefully, I can attend in April. You also got all these offseason signings that we have to get to. Obviously, the 2 big names, Jaron Reed and Jadeveon Clowney. Hopefully, Clowney can't sign with the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, we got him for peanuts in the trade with the Houston Texans. But it would be absolutely brilliant to watch Clowney for years to come. There is the question mark with his health, with the core injury, sports hernia. But in my eyes, let him rest in the offseason and give the man his money. Jaron Reed, kind of the same deal. Hopefully they don't have to franchise tag him. They can find a reasonable deal and can get things done. Right now, the Seattle Seahawks just have to adjust their roster. Other questions like, will Marshawn be back? Because that's a beautiful question that we all want answers to. We don't know. And, it's a bummer to end the Seahawks season review like this. But I'm optimistic. I'm curiously optimistic about the Seattle Seahawks after that loss against the Green Bay Packers. I mean, that loss last year to the Dallas Cowboys, it hurt. That one hurt. I thought we were better than the Cowboys. It just never really worked out in our favor. This year, I felt, man, we weren't better. Like, I don't think we were better than the Packers. But the Seahawks showed so much character in that loss. They showed so much progress from last year. Last year, in my eyes, that was supposed to be the 8-8 season. That was supposed to be the rebuild season. But we went 10-6. This year was supposed to be the kind of bounce back. We got a little bit of pieces here and there. Turning Frank Clark and 2 draft picks into 11 guys. Man, I thought this was going to be like, okay, cool, we're going to bounce back. We're going to be good. I thought 14-4, but we ended up 11-5. Making a pretty spectacular run despite all the injuries. Playing outstanding football on both sides. Relatively speaking, of course. And I can't wait for next year. I genuinely cannot wait for next year. It's going to be rough, of course, to not have football. Seahawks football specifically for quite some time. But, man, it's going to be spectacular once it gets rolling. And hopefully next season I can do an away game and a home game. Those are the 2 things I absolutely want to do for the upcoming season with the Seattle Seahawks. I'm thinking maybe Washington, D.C. and a Seattle Seahawks home game. Maybe a Jets or a Giants game. That's what I'm thinking. But, boys and girls, that's the end of the Seattle Seahawks season. That's the end. You're going to have the disgusting San Francisco 49ers going to Super Bowl 54 in Miami. And we all have to become fucking Kansas City Chiefs fans. Like, we all have to be Chiefs fans now. Because fuck the 49ers. Patrick Mahomes, please, don't do a Dan Marino. Win the Lombardi. I believe in you, Patrick Mahomes. And I also believe in my man, Russell Wilson, who is going to come back, who injects so much positivity into the fan base and the team that, hell, next season, we're going to be back. We're going to be back at it. So go Hawks. Let's go Seahawks, man. I can't fucking wait till next season. It's been a good ride, y'all. Thanks for everybody who tuned in, who watched any of these videos. I know the San Francisco 49er video in Week 17 was massive. I appreciate everybody who clicked on. But, yeah, that's the end for us. So, boys and girls, follow me at the Sky Lounge and all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily contents. Go Hawks! Fuck off.